When a debate explodes, the smartest person doesn't talk louder. They ask 5 questions that make the other side defeat itself. In the next minutes, you'll learn those 5, and one of them can flip any argument in under 30 seconds. You're watching Stoic Inspire, where modern minds meet ancient wisdom. An argument stacks words, a question tests the ground. One loose brick at the base, and the tower falls by itself. That's the Stoic edge. Trade ego for evidence. Question 1. How do you know? Most beliefs are absorbed by repetition, not reason. When someone says, "This can't be done," don't rush to argue. Ask, "How do you know? Based on whose experience?" Then stop. Hold the silence. Let the question breathe. Silence isn't empty. It's where untested certainty hears itself for the first time. Variation that widens the gap. What would have to be true for that to be false? Use this with predictions. You'll fail. With doom statements, this will never work. And with fear posing as logic. The point isn't to humiliate, it's to separate evidence from echo. Microscene. A teammate says, "We can't ship by Friday." You. How do you know? Based on which blockers and whose timeline? They list guesses. You pause. What would have to be true for Friday to still be possible? Suddenly, you're not arguing, you're mapping reality. Some claims survive this, many don't. Quick power-ups to attach here. Ask, pause, count 2 breaths. Let the mind catch up to the mouth. Clarify tight. Can you be specific? Exactly what do you mean? Ask for one concrete example. Big claims are brave until one example is required. Question 2. What are you assuming? Every bold statement floats on hidden premises. College leads to good jobs, assumes the same goals, the same definition of good, the same economy, the same costs. Drag assumptions into daylight, and the sentence either stands straighter or collapses politely. Use it on yourself. I'm not good enough. Compared to who? By what standard? For what timeline? Often we suffer not from reality, but from uninspected rules we quietly installed years ago. When you ask, "What are you assuming?" you switch from fighting people to examining models. Team moment. This plan will never work. You. What assumptions are we making about time, skills, budget, and risk? Then, request a failure example. Show me one case where all those assumptions held, and it still failed. Assumptions love fog. They hate specifics. Question 3. What evidence would change your mind? Here's the 30-second flip. If the answer is nothing, you're not debating reality, you're debating identity. That's your signal to stop wrestling and start documenting. If the answer is clear and specific, a door just opened on both sides. Say it clean. Name the exact evidence that would make you update. Then go first yourself. Here's the evidence that would make me change my view. This signals integrity and invites reciprocity. People trust minds that can describe their disconfirming data. It shows the goal is truth in the end, not victory in the moment. Use with hot takes. Crypto is a scam. What evidence would change your mind? Capitalism is flawless. What evidence would change your mind? Either the conversation matures or you learn it can't. Both are wins. Defense move if this is used on you. Don't flinch. Say, "Fair question. Here's the evidence that would make me update. What's yours?" You just reframed the exchange from attack to inquiry, from ego to standards. Question 4. What would a smart critic say? You can't claim understanding until you can steelman the other side. State it so well your opponent nods and says, "Yes, that's my view." If you can't, you're shadowboxing a caricature. Try this sequence. 1. Here's the strongest version of your position. Did I get it right? 2. Wait for their correction and repeat it back. 3. Given that, here's where I think your model breaks. Tell me if I'm missing something. Notice what happens to the room. Voices drop, shoulders loosen. Two people step out of the trench and stand on the map together. Understanding is not surrender, it's positioning. Only when you can hold both views in mind do you see the third path, the option that solves the problem instead of feeding the fight. Question 5. What would happen if everyone thought like you? This is the realism test. It drags a private convenience into public consequence. It's just a small lie. If everyone lies a little, trust dies a lot. I'll skip prep and improvise. If everyone on the team thinks that way, what do your results look like? Use it on noble-sounding lines. People should do whatever they want as long as they don't hurt anyone. Who defines hurt, including long-term, indirect psychological harm? Push a principle to its universal limit, and you learn whether it's wisdom or a loophole. A Stoic standard must scale. If it can't scale, it can't guide. Rapid tactics. Use these between questions. Ask, then hold one full beat of silence. Clarify terms until they're tight enough to test. Demand one example where the claim held, and one where it failed. Run a consistency check. Earlier you said A, now it's B. How do they fit? These are not tricks, they're brakes on runaway certainty. When someone uses this on you, don't react. Say, "That's fair. What's your view?" Invite equal vulnerability. Know when not to use the method. In grief or fury, presence first, logic later. In rigid hierarchies, curiosity can look like defiance. Tread with tact. When speed matters, decide first, debrief with questions after. In love, use questions to connect, not to corner. A wise mind knows when to be wise aloud. Applying all 5, one workplace scene. Before, manager, do it this way. Team, eye rolls, fake agreement, minimal ownership. After, you. How do we know this path beats the alternative? Based on whose data? You. What are we assuming about time, skills, budget? You. What evidence would change our minds mid-sprint? You. If you were our harshest critic, what would you attack first? You. If every team worked like this, what would our reliability look like in 3 months? Watch what happens. People engage. Fragile certainty becomes flexible clarity. Ownership rises because the team helped build the answer. Trust compounds faster than pressure ever could. Ethics, power, and the Stoic promise. Socrates didn't threaten power with rage, he threatened it with questions. He was punished not for lies, but for truth made visible. Treat that as both caution and compass. Questions are power. Used to corner people, they shrink your world to the size of your ego. Used to wake people, they expand your world to the size of your courage. Guard 3 virtues. Intellectual humility, you do not have all the answers. Sincere curiosity, ask to understand, not to win. Collaborative thinking, aim for shared models, not private trophies. Reject 4 vices. Arrogance posing as certainty. Humiliation disguised as wisdom. Endless skepticism that burns the house but builds nothing. The judge's mask that pretends to own the truth. When the room gets loud, you don't need to shout to be right. You need to ask softly and make them think. The 5 Socratic questions are not weapons to crush an opponent. They're instruments that tune a conversation to reality. Don't react, observe. Don't impose, guide. Don't fight, discover. Use them on others. Use them on yourself first. The one who learns to ask the right questions stops fearing any answer. If this message spoke to you, drop 3 words in the comments. I choose awareness. Subscribe for copy and paste prompts and simple on-screen templates you can use in your next debate. You've been watching Stoic Inspire, where modern minds meet ancient wisdom. If you found value here, like, subscribe, and share this with someone who argues to win but is ready to learn to ask. One shift, away from ego and toward inquiry, can change a conversation, a relationship, and a life.